In fact, until recently, the firm that was running the privatised firm that was running them was Yellow Bus.
So yes.
I love the shows that they used to.
Yeah.
They're getting thinner and thinner, aren't they? And it costs, if you did go to a show now, it's like 20 over quid. Did you go to East?
Yes, a lot of people have connections, as Brian said, the yellow buses were Bournemouth, and also a gentleman has just come up and said that when that was in use as the trainer vehicle in Bournemouth, he learned to take his passenger vehicle so again, he's got a very strong connection with that particular. The bright yellow van is Bedford HA post office telephones when they went over to being bright yellow, which was actually quite a sensible idea, because to paint a van that's going to be at the side of the road, stationary for much of its life, dark green, wasn't exactly the most obvious thing to do, and the bright yellow livery certainly made them more visible, and we've been familiar with them until the present day.
One part of it was a 1967 Ford Anglia van, another van, of course, based on the car chassis. This is the 307E. Again, it's unrestored, only done 41,000 miles, and it's nice, it's new.
This is a Maiden Comet fire.
Another of our fire appliances, yes, it's some of Maiden Comet, as Brian said. They use that chassis and that bonnet on several different things. Here's an example, is a fire engine, dates from 1951. And it was one of 5 Maiden Comets that were provided to Surrey Fire Brigade between 51, 52. The bodywork was built by a company called Windovers up at Hampton. And this one was actually, although it was Surrey Fire Brigade, the Barnes then was part of Surrey, not London. And so that's where she was. Then went to Richmond and Egham, and finally then became part of the GLC, but she originally started out as Surrey Fire Service, Surrey Fire Brigade. That's why she's restored in this colour. Very, very nice appliance. Driven by Captain John Leakins down at Dartford and Kent, and that was on for quite a long time. We have a vehicle that another fire appliance, this time on a Model T chassis. And look at it, I think this is the first time I've actually seen this one. I've seen pictures of it. I've never actually seen the real thing. Dates from 1923. And it was originally ordered by the Earl of Derby for his estate at Knowlesbury Hill in Leicestershire. Hence it's got a garage as a showpiece, and it's moved around several times. A lot of work done there. Sanders, sorry, and raised with the Saints. Very, very unusual vehicle. And brass helmets, you notice they're called the brass helmets. I have to say, they, up at their base at Horsham, they have got an enormous team of youngsters that are interested in steam. And coming back now, the old ones, they've gone down and we have a Cornish unit. We have 2 traction engines at the front, a trailer behind that with a massive brake transformer on it, and another engine at the back, and that was a 100-ton load. They brought that down, starting with Crystal Palace there, they brought that to Crystal Palace all the way down here to Brighton, and then took it back home to Horsham afterwards. And it's done again.
use it in everything, I think.
Not an enormous engine.
I feel better now.
No, you won't do much racing.
No, another example here was very much the market garden style bodywork on the back of it. They were ideal for local deliveries, but of course, like the one we've just seen, very often that might well have gone up to Covent Garden Market to bring fresh produce down to distribute anywhere, wherever it worked.
Well, if you talk enough about something, it happens, and we have news on the steam engines. The Foden entry number R6, the 1932 Foden steam timber tractor, has just arrived. This is one of the last steam wagons built in the UK. To the traditional design. There's only one other firm in the market by 1932, which was the Sentinel Company, which built a completely different style of vehicle, much more modular vehicle. But the firm company had persevered with the design that basically they first made in around about 1903, 1904, and improved as it went on. During the 20s and the early 30s, there was a demand for these built up as short wheelbase long-term timber tractors, and they had a big winch on the back which was also driven by the steam from the boiler. And these timber tractors could not only assist with the process of getting the timber out of the woods by using the winch to haul the actual tree trunks are carried on. So unfortunately the McLaren road locomotive, which is R3 on the programme, is already back in its yard, having been retrieved to Burgess Hill where it lives. So we won't see that on the steam front, that's a shame, but that's life with steam things in particular. They've got a mind of their own. Anyway, the timber tractor has just come past. It's towing a trailer that was of the later style of trailers that were used with steam engines and steam wagons. Solid tire wheels, one good solid piece of kit for carrying this one is within 1928. It's got a box fan body on the back, and
You wouldn't panic, only like 5 minutes. And just his nose.
And obviously they're different crew every so often because over the years people leave the college and what have you, so other people take over. But certainly moving around fire events as well. They've had it pumped, it all works perfectly, and they can squirt water with it. Puts a heck of a jet of water up.
It is a remarkable survivor. It's one of the earliest motor fire engines to...
It's a Bristol Fire Brigade, still got the Bristol name on it, in December that year. It's got a 6-cylinder petrol engine, it's 8.6 litres, so it's a bit of fuel to all gallon. 4-speed crash gearbox, I'm talking about crash boxes, gearboxes earlier.
No, R5, the 1929 Sentinel Super model as it was defined. This is owned by Malcolm Rogers from Edenbridge. It has arrived. This was a familiar steam wagon in previous ownership on the Brighton runs many years ago. The Sentinel is the ideal vehicle for a road run. You've got a very good cab position. The boiler is a vertical boiler mounted in the front of the cab. The engine itself, the actual steam engine, is a fully enclosed unit which is under the floor of Demont's working days with the trailer. It went to the firm of Kings and Bishop in Somerset, who were making typical boilers.
Harvey Cross crane on the back.
Looks like my camera's got a job to do.
Right.
Good afternoon, everyone, and see you later on.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you too, Brian.
As a backup vehicle. I think it's actually going down, it's actually engine in its own right this year. But in terms of the backup
Got a program? Yeah, come first.